going on? As you probably guessed from the title, it's time for another Why I Love, and this time it's Disney's action game featuring Hercules. Yeah, so Disney's action game featuring Hercules, a bit of a strange title, so we should probably just refer to it as Hercules or Disney's Hercules. I don't know what the crack is with the title. Yeah, but it's a single player platformer. It came out in 1997, November 1997 in Europe, and it was developed by Eurocom and published by Disney Interactive. Now basically the story is the same as the Hercules Disney movie, and of course you know, the Hercules like myth and legends from Greek mythology. Basically Hercules is stripped of his godlike powers, and he's kind of got to prove himself as a real hero to reclaim his spot on Mount Olympus next to his father. Now the first thing this game does so right is it just screams Disney. I mean, the game just looks absolutely breathtaking. It looks like like you're playing a Disney cartoon. It's like you're playing the movie. Now, as far as gameplay goes, it's kind of like a single player platformer, but I wouldn't describe it as a side-scrolling platformer. There's times in the game where you have to explore the environment, and that won't just involve going from left to right or right to left. You know, you will have to like investigate, and certain paths will allow you to kind of like access like further back in the level. It's hard to describe. I mean, it's not like fully realized 3D. It's very much on a two-dimensional plane. But as you can go in and out of the background, I'd kind of describe it as like 2.5 dimension. It's like 2.5D. Now levels in the game vary. I mean, like I said, some are very much like side-scrolling, but there are the kind of levels that you do get in Disney games. I've noticed them in Mickey Mania as well. It's kind of like a forward-scrolling game where maybe you're fleeing from an enemy or trying to avoid different obstacles in the way as you head towards an enemy to engage them. And these levels just serve so well to break up the gameplay. You know, you might do one side-scrolling level, and then you've got one of the kind of head-on levels as you kind of head towards a Cyclops, and you know, avoid all the different like obstacles that he's thrown at you and things. And like I say, it just serves really well to break up the gameplay. Another thing this game does really well is its boss battles. Now in Greek mythology, we all know there's so many like iconic you know, kind of monsters and bad guys, your Medusas, Hydra, Cyclops and things like that. And you will encounter all these in the game and, you know, battle it out with them as boss battles, like these really epic boss battles. Now to help you in your quest, you know, you've got your trusty sword and of course your massive big fist. Your sword can actually be powered up, so you know, you might find the powers of the gods, and it might be lightning or fire, and then that kind of powers up your sword, and then you can use that. Now I mentioned that the game absolutely screams Disney, but I mean the cast that worked on the Hercules movie actually worked on this game. So you know, you get James Woods as Hades.
So let me just ask, is this kid gonna mess up my hostile takeover bid or what? What do you think?
And of course you get Danny DeVito as Phil. Absolutely amazing character, just so funny, and as far as I'm aware, it's the only appearance in any video game by Danny DeVito, and I mean that's got to be worth, you know, that's got to be worth the price of admission alone. It's a video game with Danny DeVito in.
Come on, kid, concentrate. Use your head. What are you doing? Get your sword. Rule number 95, kid. Concentrate. Woo, woo, woo. All right. All right. All right.
Yeah, so I pretty much could have just said I love Disney's action game featuring Hercules because Danny DeVito was in it, and that would have been the end of the video. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's Disney's action game featuring Hercules, and like I say, I mean, it just screams Disney. It's so loyal to the movie. Great soundtrack, great voice acting. As far as like its difficulty goes, it's not an easy game, but I'd say, you know, the difficulty curve, there's a nice difficulty curve. There's not like a spike, but it's not like a lot of Disney games where you feel it's very simple and it's possibly made for kids. I mean, this game is a bit of a challenge, you know. You're not just going to breeze through it. And on top of that, you know, there's lots of collectibles and you know, exploration to go on in the levels to find, you know, the different letters to spell the word Hercules. And you know, if you want 100% the game and do that and go through all the level difficulties and stuff, you know, this game will see you through for a long time, because it's a very, very tough game, but ultimately beautiful, great soundtrack, great voice acting, and yeah, I mean, that's Disney's action game featuring Hercules, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, pretty much it. Anyway, I'll leave us like I always do, people, and say thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please hit that like button. If you've enjoyed in particular, please hit the subscribe button. And like always, people, leave us your comments, because I absolutely love your feedback and just chatting to you backwards and forwards through the comments, and just let us know what you think of this game or Disney games in general. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thanks very much for watching, people. Hopefully I'll catch you next time. Bye.